The summary section is one of the sections that make up the paper 2 of the WAEC English Language Examination. It has a total of 30 marks, more marks than the comprehension passage section. As a candidate, this is one of the reasons you must maximize your chance of scoring almost all the marks in this section. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everyone. This video is to teach us how to avoid costly mistakes when answering questions on summary in WAEC and NECO English language examinations. Basically, this video is about how to answer questions on summary passages. When answering questions on summary, the first mistake you must avoid is avoid grammatical errors. Avoid grammatical errors. Why should you avoid grammatical and spelling errors? The WAEC guideline is very clear about this. For every grammatical or spelling error you commit, half of a mark is deducted. The best way to avoid grammatical and spelling errors is to keep your sentences short and simple. Remember, this is summary. You are supposed to be brief. Number 2, write only the relevant information. Write only the relevant information. 1 full mark will be deducted for any irrelevant or extraneous information you add to your answer. Examples, adverbials, and explanations are always irrelevant in summary, so avoid them. You will understand more when I practically show you how to answer summary using the 2025 WAEC English Language Summary question later in this video. So watch the video to the end so you can see what I am talking about. 3. Provide your answers in full and complete sentences. Provide your answers in full and complete sentences. You will only get half of the mark if your answer is not in complete sentences. For example, if a particular question has 5 marks, you will get just 2.5 if your sentence is not complete. A complete sentence should contain its subject and predicate and also expresses a complete thought. There is a method we call preamble method. Even if you use a preamble, the completives of the preamble must make complete sentences. 4. Do not copy word for word from the passage. I say that again. Do not copy word for word from the passage. Copying word for word from the passage in summary will earn you 0 mark. Copying word for word from the passage in summary will earn you 0 mark. So, rephrase or paraphrase the sentence from the passage. If possible, replace some words with other words that have similar or the same meaning. 5. If you include 2 points in one sentence, only one of them will be marked. The other will be considered irrelevant. Then the last one, try as much as possible to stick to the instruction. If the instruction says, in 3 sentences, do not write more than 3. Do not write more than the specified number of sentences. Try as much as possible to stick to the instruction. Now, these are the mistakes that we must avoid. Now, let's get a sample passage and answer the question on it together. I am going to be using the 2025 WAEC English Language Summary question as the sample in this passage. Now, when you want to approach your summary, you either read the questions first before you read the passage, or you read the passage first before going through the questions. It all depends on your preference. It does not really matter which one you adopt. However, for the sake of this video, I will read the question first. There is only one question on this passage. The question says, in 6 sentences, 1 for each, summarize the cause of indiscipline among youth. In 6 sentences, one for each, summarize the cause of indiscipline among youths. Before we read the passage, I want to let you know that when you are answering questions on summary, you must pay a great attention to your paragraphs. In most cases, the way writers write, every paragraph has a specific information, has a specific point it is trying to pass across. That means you must pay attention and you must try to identify the specific information each paragraph of the passage is trying to pass across. You can do this by identifying the topic sentence. This is because, in summary, our answers are usually hidden in the topic sentences. Now let's read the passage. Indiscipline among youths is a cause for great concern. They are highly disrespectful to one another, parents, teachers, and elders. They display all manner of indiscipline, such as immoral practices, disobedience to constituted authority, alcoholism, drug abuse, truancy, lateness, vandalism, cultism, confronting and beating up of teachers. Paragraph 2. Things were not like this in the past. Youth in those days respected elders, helped in domestic work, strove to do what was right, and eschew what was wrong. Now the story is different. The youth now exhibit immoral behavior with reckless abandon, not minding the presence of their parents or elders. They no longer exercise restraint. Traditional values like respect, honesty, humility, and dignity of labor are no longer held in high esteem. Youths no longer value their cultural heritage. They prefer foreign cultures, which have negative effects on them psychologically, socially, and morally. Paragraph 3. Many youths are ashamed of the economic status of their families. They are not satisfied with their home backgrounds. This breeds a feeling of insecurity and frustration, which contributes to their deviant behavior. They desire home background where they do not have to worry about money issues. Paragraph 4. Some parents are too busy to keep an eye on their children. The children go out and come in anytime they like. The parents do not bother about the type of friends their children keep. Most parents are even overprotective of their children, not allowing others to correct or discipline them. Thus, their children become morally loose. Now in paragraph 5, the explosion of social media through the advent of the internet has expanded the world of the youth. High-tech machines like laptops and smartphones, which are the present-day duplicates of the television, expose them to violence, pornography, and other vices. The new technology is taking over the way youths talk, think, and act. Young people and even adults have become so addicted to these new gadgets that they have become insensitive to their environment, leading to a breakdown in social relationship. Paragraph 6. Religious education teaches young people about belief in God, issues of right and wrong, and what it means to be human. In the past, youth were guided by religious tenets, which helped them to differentiate between good and evil. But these days, religious education and activities are not given adequate attention in schools. Now, the awareness that there are repercussions for bad behavior is no longer there. Paragraph 7. Young people, especially students, are vulnerable to various vices due to peer pressure. There are common reports of young lives being destroyed by alcohol and drugs. The influence of these substances contributes to the irrational behavior among youths. Paragraph 8. If this situation is to be rectified, the society must go back to the drawing board. traditional and cultural values must be promoted. Parents must create time to monitor and discipline their children. There is also the need for religious education to be brought back to schools. Now the question on the passage again. In 6 sentences, one for each, summarize the causes of indiscipline among youths. To answer this question, you must not forget those things, those mistakes I told you to avoid. Now, like I said, each paragraph has a specific point, and this is what we are going to be looking in order to get our answers. Number 1, the first answer, which is going to be in Roman figure 1, the preference of foreign cultures causes indiscipline among youths. And that can be found in, I think, the second paragraph. Towards the end of the second paragraph, youths no longer value their cultural heritage. They prefer foreign cultures which have negative effect on them psychologically, socially, and morally. That's where our answer is. The second answer, which is going to be in number 2, dissatisfaction with their family's poor status causes indiscipline among youths. This can be found in the third paragraph. Many youths are ashamed of the economic status of their families. They are not satisfied with their home background. This breeds a feeling of insecurity and frustration, which contributes to their deviant behavior. The third answer, which is going to be the third sentence, do not forget you are writing 6 sentences. Sentence number 3, parental neglect or being overprotective causes indiscipline among youths. We can find that in the following paragraph. I think that is paragraph 4? Paragraph 4. Some parents are too busy to keep an eye on their children. The children go out and come in anytime they like. The parents do not bother about the type of friends their children keep. Most parents are even overprotective of their children, not allowing others to correct or discipline them. Thus, the children become morally loose. You could see that my answers are not copy and paste from the passage. I paraphrase and then I make the sentence very short. This is how to answer summary question. Do not lift. It is called lifting. When you lift directly, you copy from the passage, you are likely to score 0. Let's go to the next sentence. That is the next answer. That is sentence number 4. Exposure to social media causes indiscipline among youths. We can find that in paragraph 5. The explosion of social media through the advent of the internet has expanded the world of the youth. High-tech machines like laptops and smartphones, which are present-day duplicates of the television, expose them to violence, pornography, and other vices. This new technology is taking over the way youths talk, think, and act. Young people and others like that, we can find that answer in short in this particular paragraph. I don't want to read through the whole of the paragraph. The next sentence, this is sentence number 5. The lack of religious and moral education causes indiscipline among youths. We can find that in paragraph 6. Religious education teaches young people about belief in God, issues of right and wrong, and all of these. We can go further to the last sentence in that paragraph. Now, the awareness that there are repercussions for bad behavior is no longer there due to lack of religious and moral education. So that's where we got the answer to the 5th sentence. Now, the last sentence can be found in the 7th paragraph. Young people, especially students, are vulnerable to various vices due to peer pressure. That's why we talked about peer pressure and a drug. There are common reports of young lives being destroyed by alcohol and drugs. This also contributes to indiscipline among youth. So this is how to answer a question on summary passage. This is the first method. The second method, which we call the preamble method, in this case, we have one preamble followed by incomplete sentences. So the preamble serves as the beginning of the sentence, while the incomplete sentences serve as the completive of the preamble. Let's see it. Preamble method. Now, so you have the preamble. Let's go to the question. The question says, in 6 sentences, one for each, summarize the causes of indiscipline among youth. You start like this. Indiscipline among youth is caused by, then you put the column. Now, number 1, the preference of foreign cultures. That's number 1. Now, you can see that the preference of foreign cultures is not a complete sentence, but if you merge it with the preamble, it forms a complete sentence. That is what we are talking about. The preamble and each of those points must form complete sentences. Indiscipline among youth is caused by 1, the preference of foreign cultures. 2, dissatisfaction with their family's poor status. 3, parental neglect or being overprotective. 4, exposure to social media. 5, the lack of religious and moral education. 6, peer pressure and drug abuse. So each of our points under the preamble method are not complete sentences. With the preamble, each of them forms a complete sentence. Then you can adopt any of the two. Once you follow the guideline, no errors, you will get your full 30 marks. So we have come to the end of this video. I believe it has been impactful and it has been engaging. Do well to subscribe to the channel, like this video, drop your comment. Do have a nice one. Bye-bye.